Yeah, I'm ready.
Go. Going live. Ooh, on a Sunday afternoon. Are we there?
We are there. Yeah, I can
Is there
see you
anybody
dancing.
out there?
I can see you dancing.
Oh God.
Not seeing anybody else just yet, but that's fine.
Yeah. You don't want to see me dancing. I'm not like the Hamilton dancers, that's for sure.
My goodness, they were fit.
Weren't they just? But then they had to be. Look at those costumes. They couldn't carry an inch of fat, could they, really?
All those jodhpur things.
Yeah.
Goodness. Yeah.
You would know if you'd had a pizza the night before in those.
Well, and so would everybody else. They'd see the lumps of pepperoni, wouldn't they? My goodness.
But you enjoyed it.
I did enjoy Hamilton. I
Yeah.
wasn't sure what I'd think because I'm a bit hit and miss with musicals. Modern ones in particular seem to leave me cold. But yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it, and some of the performances were just amazing.
For me, the guy Leslie Odom Jr. who plays Aaron Burr has
Yeah.
got the best voice out of the cast, I think. Unbelievable.
No,
And then
I've
followed closely um, by George Washington, Mr. Jackson.
Yeah. I thought he was amazing.
The first time I saw One Last Time, I cried because it's just so much emotion in there, and I love the way that they did Hamilton speaking his farewell speech as George Washington starts to sing it.
Yeah.
Really, really loved that. So what I was going to say to you is, did you notice there is a character in there? She is the lady who carries the bullets. Remember the bit where somebody shoots and the bullet goes over Hamilton's head?
Right.
And then later on, she's the one who has the bullet in the jewel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you notice, the next time, if you ever do decide to watch it again, every time she interacts with a character, they end up dead.
Okay.
And therefore she has got the name The Bullet. There you go. Did you know that?
Didn't know that, but it makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. Everybody she interacts with. So if you get to watch it again, you have to watch out for it. And you can spot her a mile off because she's got that amazing hairstyle.
Okay.
She's got it. I really loved it. It's like almost kind of braided or something at the back, and then it comes out at the front.
Okay.
So anyway, yeah.
I'm a bit trashed today. I might have stayed up quite late talking to PJ and the ladies last night.
You lucky lady.
It was nice, actually. It was good to meet Connie. She's a nurse in the baby special care unit.
Skaboo.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm just looking around because I bought myself a flipping cable needle in with me, and now I can't find it.
Oh, they're usually in my bra. If I lose one, it's in amongst the boobage.
Nope, just boobage in there. No, I'll have to resort to a toothpick. I definitely bought myself a cable needle in. So can we have a little flash of you've got all the knits today. You are wearing all the knits and doing all the knits.
Well, I'm wearing a bought cardigan.
Right.
It's not one that I've knitted. It's
very much like the colour of the yarn that you're using.
It is. It's one that my mother-in-law bought for me. It's a Peruna, and I know that because it's got a Fabby one button.
Yeah.
Feature button.
Right.
They've always got these fancy little details. When you see the button through the back, you can see through these little details on the button.
Cool.
So I'll show you this. I am on the what we'll indelicately call the back flap of the lower body. I have cast off the front, so I'll lift it slowly and upwards. Can you see the front now?
Yeah, yeah, all the way down to the ribbing.
Yeah, so I'm just doing the back flap.
You want to be careful of your back flaps, you know.
Well, no, I think you just have to be very careful of the welfare of your flaps, whether they're front or back.
Yeah. Your front flaps and your back flaps.
Yeah, yeah. Anything flappy, really. Just look after it.
Yeah.
Good advice, isn't it?
That is very good advice.
And this is my, if I can find it, my 6th ball of yarn.
So, do you think you'll finish before you get to the end of that?
I think so.
Cool.
Goes a long way.
Excellent.
Come on, show us yours.
Well, I'm just starting to make a baby hat. I haven't really got very far into it. Hang on. So, garter band, and then literally here I'm just going to do one little cable so it'll go up the top.
Right.
I'm doing a 0 to 3 month size. Yeah, I'm just playing with it. I have my high-tech pattern written down here. This is how we roll when we're designing something. Right. Piece of paper and a pen.
I must remember to mute my television because I don't think you want the dulcet tones of Sean Ryder talking about UFOs, do you?
Could do.
Bit of Happy Mondays.
Could have been interesting. I did finish my dress.
We saw it on Instagram.
Yeah, this is the dress that is on Insta with the stocking stitch front and the garter stitch back.
That's really cute.
Just put that up for testing. So if anybody wants to test, give me a shout. It doesn't take long, doesn't take much yarn either. That's the 3 to 6 months. And I think it took less than 2 balls of 50 grams.
Good. Another knot.
Oh, another knot. How frustrating.
At least this is one I can undo. The other ones I've had one in every ball of yarn.
It's not good.
In this batch. So I've got a lot more ends to weave in than I was expecting. It's fine.
It's frustrating though, isn't it? I still can't find anything. I can't use my toothpick because it's all frayed. It's doing my wool no good whatsoever. There's nothing in that bag. That bag's empty. Oh well, I can't do any more knitting for now. It'll be fine. I don't like cabling without a cable needle. I know loads of people can do it. I can't.
We have to do what works for you.
Yeah.
Not a contest.
I can only. I've got loads of sweeties. Oh, a safety pin.
That would do the trick.
Yeah. Whoop whoop. We knitters are nothing if not inventive, aren't we?
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been out in the garden, shattered, and it still looks like a bomb's hit it.
Well, what have you been doing? Have you been clearing away branches?
Yeah, so stripping the green off. I've been putting the green in my green bin to be taken away by the council, because if you have too much green stuff in your compost, it goes wrong. You're supposed to have more brown stuff than green stuff, apparently.
Okay.
So I've been stripping all the green off, putting that in the bin, keeping all the branches ready to be shredded, chipped, and generally stopping every 2 seconds to throw a ball for Arthur. Well,
yeah, it is your job.
Apparently it's my job, yeah. So hours in the garden, and I think I'm maybe a 1/10 of the way through.
It'll be worth it in the end to be rid of that wretched tree.
I know. Just remind me never ever to grow a tree ever. I keep thinking I want a lemon tree, but please tell me I don't want a lemon tree.
Well, no, you'd need a greenhouse probably with our weather
up north. if you have it in a big pot, and as long as you put it somewhere sheltered in the winter, it's all right in the summer, apparently.
Okay.
Yeah. But I would like a lemon tree. But no, I do not need a lemon tree. Tell me. Tell me.
You don't need a lemon tree.
Thank you. Even though picking your own lemons to put in your gin and tonic would just be fab, wouldn't it?
Well, it would.
Have you got a drink?
I've got tea.
I've got tea in my favourite mug.
Regular builder's tea. I'm sort of rationing myself because I had more milk than I should have done yesterday. So I took that off my allowance today rather than sin it.
Right.
And I might have had the Southern Comfort last night.
Oh, well, you know, it's fine.
Yeah. Didn't really measure that, sort of slugged it in a mug.
I'm sure it was less than what you were allowed.
I'm sure it was. Yeah.
Yeah. We won't tell anyone. Nobody's going to tell on you in here anyway.
No, nobody would do that. So
No.
yeah, it's all good.
Well, Yvonne's with us. She says she's got a fruit infusion.
Oh,
Which
nice.
flavour? I like fruit infusions.
So I've not had my apple today. I forgot my apple.
Can't eat apples.
They're giving you poorly tummy now.
Yeah, they have done. They're one of the worst ones.
They do ferment.
Yeah. You know, turn into.
I have an apple if I eat it first.
You what?
I eat my apple before my porridge. I don't have it in my porridge.
Right, okay.
And whatever's in your stomach first is digested more quickly. So if you eat the fermenty type foods first,
then it's
less likely to be an issue. That's why they always say have fruit before your meal rather than after.
Ah, see, I never knew that.
Melon in particular should be absolutely the first in your meal.
I always wondered why people ate melon as a starter. I mean, to be fair, I don't actually like melon. It's just a bit.
I kind of like it. I don't like the faff of it.
Yeah, there is that. It is a bit of a faff, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm a bit lazy like that. And I begrudge paying sort of the equivalent of £5 for the same amount. You could get about a third of a whole melon just because a machine chopped it.
It's frustrating, isn't it? How much they charge you for prepared fruit these days. Yeah,
so I don't buy it. I got some pink ladies on offer in Aldi this week, so that was good.
It's like pineapple. Tinned pineapple isn't actually that expensive, but fresh pineapple that's been chunked is. What's that all about?
I don't know. I just get tinned.
Yeah, but I don't understand why they can charge so much more just by putting it in a different container.
I don't know, but I suppose it's a bit like Marks and Spencer's last year where they got absolutely slated for partly pandering to the vegan thing.
Okay.
But quite ruthless and relentless profiteering.
Yeah.
By advertising 2 thick slices of cauliflower as cauliflower steaks.
Really?
It's a couple of slabs of manky chopped vegetable. It's not a steak.
Oh dear.
And they do the same with other vegetables. And I just think, yeah, not a steak. Don't call it a steak.
Like mushrooms and things, when you get the big portobellos.
Yeah, but it's not a steak.
No. Beef steak tomatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Still not.
Sorry. I was just going to say, what else have you been up to then, apart from knitting and Hamilton?
Did some laundry, thought I'd best.
Yeah. Sometimes you just have to bite the bullet, don't you?
You do. You just have to crack on with it. What else? I made the beef koftas this morning. I planned my meals for the week. I did the shopping on Friday.
Excellent.
in the pouring rain and the 40-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah.
So,
It's been gorgeous, hasn't it?
oh yeah.
Beautiful British weather.
Yeah, absolutely typical British weather. But never mind.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's absolutely fine. I had to read through a lot of documentation. Friday, I went to see the housing association properties that are being finished off, ready for tenants, and that was really good. Really pleased with that.
Yeah.
I've got a meeting on Tuesday. I think that's just general strategic chat
Cool.
because it's not under any one of the committees. I think it's just a what do we do next?
I've just managed to do my cable.
Oh, well done.
Woo, woo, cable done. It's no good on a safety pin. It was getting stuck on there as well. Oh, do you know, if only I'd remembered my cable. Well, I did remember my cable needle. I just don't know what I've done with it.
It's not on the bed or anything, is it?
No, it's just a dog there. Can you see him?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He's worn out because he came out in the garden with me at 9 o'clock this morning and he's been running up and down and barking the entire time. So he's literally just collapsed.
Well, that's fair enough.
It's fine. Give me some peace and quiet.
Good luck with that. Yeah, we found a ball in the garden.
Oh, yeah.
And got the human to throw it a few times.
Yeah.
And then decided to go with well, you chucked it, you pick it up because we've had enough. It's about as exciting as these two ever get, and they're now asleep. One's on top of the other one's bottom, snoring away.
Well, what's wrong with that?
Well, it's obviously comfy.
Obviously.
Maybe the scent is what's knocked her out. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, they're great.
Very happy. Are you knitting, Yvonne? What have you got on your needles? What have you?
Yeah, Yvonne's normally got something interesting going.
Oh, she's got lots of rain and wind this week, so she's feeling like she's in the UK. Yeah, Dortmund must have found the TARDIS.
It must have done. That's where it is. No wonder we can't find it.
Yeah.
But you know, just being dry would be a bit of a bonus, really, wouldn't it? It is supposed to be the summer, after all.
It's supposed to be nice next week. I think there's a couple of days where there's a chance of showers, but not much.
My mum says we've had our summer.
Yeah, I keep thinking that and then slapping myself around the head and saying, no, you're not allowed to think that.
Well, we're running out of time because, not to put too fine a point on it, August is always absolute turd. I cannot remember the last time we had a good August.
Yeah, it's usually pretty good up until the kids finish in July.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And then it's almost guaranteed to just be hurricane season.
Because I've been saying for years, since I've been teaching, really, that we should move our summer holidays to be in line with the Scottish ones. Yeah. They finish at the beginning of July and go back. Is it like the second week of August or something?
Something like that.
And they tend to have the nicest weather for their summers. We have rubbish ones. We definitely need to move our holidays. Although this year it just seems that everybody's on holiday all the time.
Oh, Yvonne's still on the Leslie T and it's taking a while with that flared bottom. I know that feeling. It's been worth it though. How's the gradient coming out? What colour are you on now?
Ooh. Be fun to see.
Yeah, it would.
And I don't know if Michelle's with us. I'm curious to know if she decided on anything for that yarn that she was looking at the other day. I liked that. I really loved that colour. It's the sort of thing that I would like to wear.
I liked it. It was quite rich, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it'll look lovely done. I think she was going to buy the Stepping Stones cardigan, but I also think we might have ended up encouraging her to add a few more to the basket.
Well, is Helen Curzon with us today? Because she enabled me the other day.
What was it?
It's called, I think it's called is it Linnea or Linen Tea? Do you want me to find it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where is it? I have to look in my library.
Oh no. Don't get lost in there. I know what your library's like.
It is a bit scary, I have to say.
Uh-huh.
Right. Okay, here we go.
Ooh.
So linen summer tea.
Oh, I like that. You're very much into knitting your summer type tops at the moment, aren't you?
Yes, Helen did call me the summer top lady, which I have to say is one of the nicest things I've been called in a long time.
It's not what I'd call you, love.
No. So I generally get called much worse.
But we can go with that for the sake of,
Yeah, I like the lace details and I like the garter down the front and the faux seam down the side.
Is it a plain back?
Let's see if we can find a photograph of the back. Quite like the way it fits that lady.
Yeah, it fits nicely.
I think it must be plain on the back because there's nothing to show as a pattern back, is there?
No. Nice trousers. They look a bit like a pair of pajamas that I've got.
Oh, now that looks like a colour you'd wear.
That is definitely a me colour. Although it's slightly more on the purple tinge than blue tinge. That's more me, I think.
Yeah, I like that.
Looks nice on her.
It does. And I quite like that purpley one on this lady.
See, that would be Caitlin's colour.
So yeah, she totally enabled me on that one.
So is that next or is it in a queue?
It's in a queue.
What's next?
Sport yarn. Possibly Hot in the City.
Hot in the city, hot in the city tonight.
That's the one.
Just knew I was going to start singing that, didn't you?
Well, you know, I had to give you that line and let you run with it.
Well, I can't help myself. I have to sing.
So I'll stop sharing there. But yeah, I think that'll be next. I think so. I brought this down. I couldn't remember if I'd showed you the whole thing.
I don't think we saw it finished.
There may be ends hanging out.
Ends. Love it. Absolutely love it.
I'm really pleased with the edgings, and I just did a couple of extra rows of garter just to finish those off a bit better. And it's just joyously soft and light and springy and a fabulous yarn. I wish I'd bought a lot more of it.
What is it?
It's King Cole Bamboo Cotton 4-ply. They still do the double knit, but they discontinued the 4-ply. I do not know why.
I don't understand this. It seems to be the ones that are really popular that they get rid of, and I don't know why.
I don't know.
Michelle said the patterns are still in the basket. How many have you got in there, Michelle? I've got 5. Which could actually be expanding very shortly because, you know, there were a few in that bundle the other night that I wanted to add, but I haven't had a chance to go in and have a look yet.
Yeah, I don't know whether I should make the red cardigan to go with this because it's got the same V details as the summer
line. Go for it.
And then I've got a twin set.
Yeah. Gotta love a twin set.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. My hair is still sopping wet. Goes to show, doesn't it? 11! Michelle's got 11 patterns in her basket.
There's nothing wrong with that.
She's brilliant. Well done. She's doing us proud. What's Yvonne said? It's just gone off my screen. I've missed it.
She said it's such a great yarn, and she's got a sweater's worth in the bright red of the bamboo cotton foam line.
Lovely.
Oh, thank you, Yvonne. I'm really pleased with the colour. What else? It does, yeah.
I can't wait to see pictures of Yvonne's t-shirt when it's done.
She's saying the gradient's never a solid colour, and right now it's a darkish green petrol colour, but it's hard to photograph, so she needs to take them with her proper camera and not the phone.
Petrol green, isn't it? Sounds very much like my kind of colour. You know, all donations greatly received over here.
You know, just, you know, because I like to mention these things, but Drops Belt is on sale at the moment.
Where?
Wool Warehouse.
Oh, I think I might have to have a look at it.
I've got some in the cart and I'm sort of dithering over it.
I've just written myself a little note on the top there to remind me to look at it. Thing is, my PayPal account is looking really, really, really anemic, and I need to get a couple of things to the tech editor. Oh well. Maybe, do you think I could sneak it in my husband's account?
He'd never know. You could tell him it was wool for the baby.
Wool Warehouse, Wool Warehouse. Does that sound like it could be anything to do with gardening? Could I get away with it being something for the garden?
No, you could just say it's something for your stepdaughter's baby.
Do you think?
Yeah.
You might say we've already bought enough wool for that, because I've used that one a few times.
How many golf balls has he bought this year? Just saying.
Well, you know, hashtag just saying.
Yeah, you know.
I think I might buy some and just see what happens. If I keep it below the magic £40,
yeah,
it's normally okay.
Well, that's the thing to do.
Yeah. Did I tell you what you said to me the other week? No. I had that guy come round and cut all the hedge in the tree and everything down, didn't I?
Yeah.
And I paid him out of cash that I'd scraped together around the house.
Yeah.
And then a couple of days later, while I was out and about, I went to the cash point, and he goes to me, "Oh," he sent me a text. "Oh, what was that cash that you took out the other day?" And I went, "Well, some of it was to pay for the garden, and the rest was for my purse." And he went, "Who said you could put any in your purse?" with like a laughing face. And I went, "My purse hasn't been fed since March, and it was feeling very hungry," and a sticky out tongue one. Like, So yeah, £40. I think I could get a lot for 40 quid, couldn't I?
I took £30 out of the bank in March, and I'm still working my way through that.
Thing is, nobody wants cash.
No. Well, there's a handful of shops in town that do.
Right.
And now that all of the car parks are no longer free.
Yeah.
So I've had to pay for parking a couple of times for odd things.
I got my first ever new £20 notes.
Oh, are they nice?
Not really. They're the same as the other ones, you know, that plasticky thing.
Yeah, usually if I'm saying that anywhere that does drops will have those yarns on sale. And there's a sale this time of year, and then there's usually one another time of year. Drops, the belt is usually on sale twice a year.
Right.
Because that's when I buy it.
Right. And this is one of those times. Well, you know, at the end of the day, we need to be stocking up now, ready for the gal.
Well, when you think of the size of my garment and the kind of fluffiness it's got to cover, I'll have used 6 balls.
That is really good,
Drop
isn't it?
spell, and I think it's 110 or 120 at the moment. So it's just stupid not to get a pack of
Yeah,
10 or something.
sounds really good.
Yeah, I'm tempted to either get. I've got another sweater quantity in the petrol,
Yeah.
dark purple. I've enough for a top in the light purple. I've got the yellow. I'll probably have um, about 8 left in the green when I'm finished this. So again, enough for a top.
I need to do some tops for myself. I'm still stuck on baby knitting. I've got plans for a few hats. I've got ideas in my head of a few hats and matching beauties.
Right.
And then a top, a pair of shorts and a pair of trousers that I want to do.
Well, everyone's saying that unfortunately the store that was selling drops in Germany is closed. Oh God, how disappointing.
No, that's not good.
No.
And Michelle is calling us to enable us there.
Is she now?
She is. She says it's our fault that she's got 11 patterns in her cart. I don't think it's our fault. I don't think we can be held responsible, can we?
I think you'll find if you go back to the beginning of the video, we had a disclaimer at the beginning of the video that it's a bit like if you park at the supermarket, it's tough tea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We cannot accept any responsibility for patterns that find their way into your cart.
Or yarn purchases as a result.
Yeah. Either before or after listening to one of our conversations.
Yeah. Or during.
Yeah.
Not that anyone would be that rude, would they?
They might do. So we'll just draw our attention to my NHS sign for a little while for their birthday today.
Oh, right. Okay. Is this why they're asking people to clap?
Yeah. NHS's birthday today, 72 years.
No, why don't we just actually pay them properly?
Well, that would be quite good. And also fund the wards properly so that these poor overworked people aren't scrabbling around for resources.
Yeah.
Fund the hospitals, pay the staff. It's quite simple, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Has anyone ever thought of it before?
I think it was mentioned in the last election.
By some people.
Yes, not the ones in power.
Not Bojo. Uh-oh, Michelle's looking at Drop Spell. Oh, Michelle listening to us is dangerous. Oh, that's funny. Well, do they have like a minimum delivery charge on there?
They do. You have to spend £30 to get free delivery to the UK.
There you go. You got to spend 30 quid. It's false economy to pay for postage when you could get extra yarn for that money.
Well, and the other thing with it is just between us.
Yeah.
Shh. Listening. It's an investment.
Ah. Yes.
It's also loft insulation. At least that's what I tell Mike.
Yeah, yeah. Well, any kind of insulation, because
keeping the loft warm keeps one half of the bedroom warm.
I store mine under the bed, which means that I am keeping the downstairs insulated.
I have visions of your bed being about 7 feet off the floor.
It's a bit like, the Princess and the Pea type thing.
Yeah.
But instead of lots of mattresses, it's just lots of wool.
Oh, okay. I'm sure Arthur doesn't pee.
No, not at all. And then, the other thing that it's good, we are being environmentally friendly by making our own clothes.
Well,
eventually.
This slow fashion thing. We are saving the planet.
Yeah. And, if anything was to happen to me, I've got to have something to leave to people, haven't I?
Yeah, I've got sticky notes on mine of this is never to go to so-and-so.
Yeah.
And this was really expensive.
Do not give this to a jumble sale.
Yeah.
This yarn likes to be petted and looked at a regular occasion, but it doesn't like being knitted.
Yeah, I've got a box of that.
Yeah. What are we like, eh?
The fly buzzing round. It's driving me bananas.
Oh, Arthur would be trying to catch it if he was there.
Oh, one of them's just rolled over and he's having one of the little stretches where they put the paws forward, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Like that.
I like
the other one's just found a bit of stinky duvet and stuffed her face in it.
Well, yeah, I can see the appeal. My one is still just comatose.
So you just woken up? Oh, lovely.
And I don't think Michelle's turned bun bun into a pie yet.
Minty pie crust.
Minty pie crust. I just have to give a shout out to Michelle because she did a really hard training session this morning running up the Curly Whirly Bridge. And do you know what I did?
What?
Stayed in my pit, drank coffee, watched a documentary, and started this hat.
It's a bit slacky of you.
Yeah, but doesn't that sound like a much nicer Sunday morning?
It does.
Yeah. I was very naughty.
Yeah. Well done, Michelle.
Well done. I said I was going to go for a 5K round near me because I was expecting my brother-in-law to ring, and then that turned into a I'll do a session on the treadmill, and that turned into a I'll just have an extra cup of coffee and then go out in the garden.
Right, okay.
So yeah, I am a very naughty lady today.
Never mind. No.
Never mind.
Nobody's
Never mind. No. So how much further do you reckon you've got?
I am on my last row of stockinettes with the edgings, and then I've got 10 rows of rib to do and the cast off.
Oh wow. So that'll be done today.
I am close, yeah. I've just marked it as finished on Ravelry because it will be finished today.
Yeah.
And it just saves me going back on to do it later. But, yeah.
Yeah. There's only so much Ravelry you can do in one day.
Well, I would be all day if just left to it, so it's no good.
You do have to make sure you come off there now and again. I used to be really bad, and then I went the other way where I ended up not going on for days on end, which isn't good either. You need to strike a balance, I suppose.
You do?
Yeah. So I've got 2 more rounds of mine, and then I'll start decreasing for the crown.
All right.
Love a baby hat. I mean, I started it this morning and I've been out in the garden all day long and I'm already nearly on the decreases.
Yeah, they are instant gratification, aren't they?
Right. I'm going to make some booties to match.
Oh,
I love making booties.
Which pink is it? Is that the blue?
This is the the other one's the lighter one's the ballet one, isn't it? Or ballerina or something.
Ballet,
this
yeah.
is the blush one, yeah. So it's slightly darker. It's the first time I've used this one.
What's it like to knit with? Is it nice?
Oh, it's lovely. I do like the paint box yarns, to be honest. And I like the fact that they come in pretty much any colour that you could ever imagine. And every shade of every colour you could imagine.
30% off today.
Have they got 30% off as well?
On those, I think. Or might have been yesterday. I'm sure I got an email that says that, and I thought, no. You have 2 boxes of baby wool.
I've got far too much baby wool. I literally don't think I will get through what I want to do with it. I've got loads of purple as well that I haven't even started on yet.
That's all right.
It's just going to take forever. It's fine. Just leave the garden.
I need to write the instructions for the border on my ballet wrap baby cardigan in.
Yes, you do.
And then send it across and you can do a quick proofread for me.
I'm gonna test knit it. I really, 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 really want to test knit that.
That'd be lovely.
I think pink and grey would look gorgeous. Or purple and grey, a nice lilac-y.
It's a shame that little dress wasn't some rompers. I could have done some of those for Jesse. I don't know why his name went.
Well, I have got plans for some little trousers.
Oh, that'd be cute.
So
I've got some nice teal DK that would be good for that.
love a teal. I do love a teal. Well, Callum went to New Heights today. He went to bed at 6:30 this morning after having a bath at that time of the day.
Right.
And I was just getting up.
I didn't get up till 8 o'clock.
Sunday lying.
Well, I didn't go to bed till midnight.
What were you doing?
I was chatting to PJ on.
Oh, yeah, you said that. I forgot that.
One of the ladies is interested in history in the UK and a big fan of Time Team.
All right.
So I was telling her that they did a dig in our village, and then I asked a friend about it because I said I can't find the episode, and she said, I'm not sure you will. And I thought, why is that? So I rang Ray, who used to be the head of the school, and said, what's this about the Time Team thing? And he said, oh, there's such and such cross. And I said, what do you mean? Well, they couldn't find anything, so they asked somebody who owned a Viking cross if they could bury it on the site and dig it up.
Oh, no.
So how true that is, I do not know.
Let's hope it's not true.
So I can't send you the link, so I'm going to send PJ a quick message and explain why I can't send the link, and just leave her to come up with a good explanation, because they were definitely here.
Oh.
And literally a few hundred yards from my house.
That's a little bit naughty.
Yeah.
I actually thought you were going to say your back garden at first when you said that they were there. They did a dig in your back garden.
The dogs are doing a dig in my back garden at the moment, next to sort of where the concrete patio finishes.
All right. What are they trying to find?
I think they're either trying to get to China, or there's a dead person under there, because it's this one place that they dig, and honestly they'll dig it 3 or 4 feet deep, and I have to backfill it. I've concreted it twice and they dig out the concrete.
There's obviously something smelly under there that they want to get to.
Yeah, so I'm thinking it might be the previous occupant.
Well, you know.
Or a previous occupant, so you never know. Oh, so Michelle's cast on the dreaded jumper.
Oh,
why is it the dreaded jumper, Michelle?
I don't know why it's the dreaded jumper. Have we missed that? She told us why it is before and we've just completely forgotten.
Oh, I've got a really sore boob today.
What have you done to it?
I haven't done anything to it. It's just achy. It's the lumpy one. So I might have to go to the doctor's and have it checked.
Yeah. You just want to go and have it felt, don't you?
Well, he is nice.
You just haven't seen a man for a while.
Blimey, yeah.
I'm a bit desperate. I'll go and tell the doctor that I need my boob feeling.
Well, yeah, and it's one of those things that even if the nurses do it, it's fine. It's close enough.
Yeah, it's not a problem.
Yeah,
put your arm in the air.
It's a bit throbby.
Close your eyes.
And a bit uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, you definitely need to go and get that messed around with. Yeah.
I think it's only 2 years since I had my mastectomy. That was really funny because a couple of friends knew I was going, and I popped into the village coffee morning on the Friday, and they went, oh, how did your mastectomy go? And I said, well, it was one of those things. Apparently them 2 lumps are just tits. I left it at that, and I remember Graham sort of going with his cup of tea.
Oh no, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's just typical of you, that.
I couldn't resist it. And it's the ridiculous positions you have to get your body into to fit on the stupid tit squashy machine.
What's that called? Mammogram.
Yeah. I bet the scan for men's testicles isn't squashing it with a couple of metal plates.
Is there any particular reason why they have to do it like that? I mean, surely
I have
modern
no idea. I do not know why it cannot
those
be
machines
done.
must have been invented about 50 years ago
By a bloke.
by a bloke. So surely technology has come along in that time. You know, like those were invented before CT scans and MRIs and stuff like that. I just don't understand it. I think somebody is just having a laugh.
Yeah, possibly.
What can we do to really annoy women? I know. We'll get them to come and stand in front of this machine and we'll squash their boobs.
So has Michelle bought some drop spell? What colours is she looking at?
Oh, it'd be nice if she's got some. I think I might be partaking later.
Yeah, I'm still debating. What have I got in my basket? Oh, I'll have to log in now. Always makes me log in twice.
Why?
No idea.
It's rude, that's why.
It's certainly like way cheeky. I was looking at the drops saffron.
Oh,
in a colour called red clay.
what fibres is that?
I think it's cotton.
Oh, right, okay.
It's 70p a ball.
What?
And I can get a sweater quantity for £10.50.
No, don't do it. It's too expensive.
And the drops cotton light. I like the rust colourway. And I can get 15 balls of that for £9.
No, you don't want it. I'm sorry.
And I was thinking about the old pink for the drop spell for a change.
Yeah.
Get 10 of those for £11. I wanted the brown, but it's discontinued, it says.
See, I like all those neutral colours, browns, greys, creams.
I've got the grey, but it's not the grey for me.
Right.
I don't think.
The wrong grey.
Yeah, I think I've got 14 of those.
Like Mary dear and her wrong green.
Yeah.
Mm. Oh, Yvonne says she's used both of those.
Oh, saffron and the cotton light. What did she think? What do you think, Yvonne?
She said drop saffron is cotton and it's nice. Cotton light is good too. I used both.
Okay. Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah, do you want to see the colours that I'm thinking of?
Sharesies.
Right, bear with me.
And I can eat a bit of chocolate while you're sharing. I think
Yeah, no self-interest there. The fact that I could eat my own arm at this stage.
Because your dinner's just across the room staring at you.
It is. I should have really stuffed it down my neck, but
What, like I did with my tuna salad?
that isn't what I wanted to do.
This is my dessert.
Yeah. Top saffron. Right, share. So I'm thinking that colour.
Oh, I like that. That's very much like house brick colour, isn't it?
Yeah, I quite like the peach as well, but
I prefer the other one.
I think the red clay will be better for me.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And the other one, going to my cat. I've got some.
Oh, look, you're just over the magic 40 quid there, Lorraine.
So the cotton light in the rust colour. I quite like that.
Love that.
I like the khaki.
Mm-hmm.
Very much like the yellow. And I like this mustard.
I love mustard.
So I was thinking about mustard as well.
I personally think that colour looks really nice on me. I don't know if anybody else thinks that colour looks nice on me, but I do.
If it's muted enough, if it's bright, it might be a bit overwhelming.
No, I think that colour's good for me.
But I think the muted is fine because it's very similar to that curry colour of the West Yorkshire spinners, isn't it?
Cardamom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm dithering about whether to get some of the light mustard and not bother with the old rose in the drop spell, because I'm not sure I like dithering over the pink.
The rose one again. No, I prefer the other one.
Yeah, I'm just not convinced that it's me.
No, that's not you.
No, I don't think it is. So I don't know whether to get some more of the khaki so I could make a cardigan, or top up on the dark violet colour, which is one of my absolute favourites that I love, or even navy blue. But I love the petrol colour.
Yeah.
And I just wear it so much.
That's really nice. Linen, viscose and cotton.
Yeah. Goes a long way.
I like that light beige. I would wear that.
Yeah, I can't remember if I've got the light beige or the regular beige, but I've got an SQ in one of them.
That zinc's nice as well.
And I've got the yellow and I've got the zinc.
Out of those, I would wear, I mean, the brown's out, which is bad because I would wear that. I would wear the zinc, the light beige, all the blues. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely liked the brown, and that would have been really nice to wear as a sort of neutral cardigan with one of the yellow or the green or something.
Yeah, the brown goes with quite a lot.
But I like the light beige.
It's nice.
I just don't know whether it's practical with a house full of Labradors. I mean, I've told you about my cream suit where I turned up at a meeting with dog paw prints on my ass.
Did they jump up at you by any chance?
Yeah, I know. Just hadn't realised I had my jacket on.
Well, at least it was dog paw prints. If it had been hand prints, it'd have been even worse, I think, to be honest.
Well, yeah. They're snoring again now. They changed position.
Right.
So kind of urgent to get into a position that we're happy with.
Yeah,
I'll stop sharing that one unless there's anything anybody else.
I definitely think go for the other colour, not the old pink.
Yeah,
coloured one.
It's just one of those where when they've got the bell on offer, I kind of feel that I have to buy it. It would be rude not to.
Well,
But
yeah.
I'm glad about the cotton light and the saffron because I really like their.
Yeah.
It's the zinc grey that I've got, Yvonne.
I like the look of that zinc grey.
It is lovely. It's a touch on the cool side for me, so I'd probably have to have it with the yellow and or the green or something nearer my face, or for the edgings or something for a contrast. I'd have to box clever with it, otherwise it would just make me look like death warmed up.
Which you don't want. So I finished doing the bottom bit. I need to go on to my decreases for the crown now.
Excellent.
How very small amount of knitting that's involved before I can decrease. It's just nothing, isn't it?
It's really tiny.
Teachy tiny.
Oh, how cute.
Yeah. Nice pair of booties to match. I mean, it will go with the grey dress. Pink and grey.
Yeah, I think that works.
Oh, my back is hurting from lots of bending this morning. Hello. Have you woken up? Do you think it's time for your food now? Yeah.
Well, obviously. Duh.
Snoozing. He's recovered from his exciting morning in the garden.
So do you think I should get the mustard as well?
As well as the rose?
The rust.
Salad.
The rust.
Oh, the rust. Well, I really like both those colours. It depends on your budget. I mean, I wouldn't like to be called an enabler.
No, that's true.
But I think you should get them both. I think it totally depends on your budget and, you You're all right. You don't have to stick to the magic 40. You don't have someone saying, oh, what was that?
No, I don't have anyone checking my bank account but me. So, you know,
Exactly.
it's kind of good.
I mean, to be fair, it is his money, not mine. So,
no, as a married couple, it's your money.
yeah. What's yours is mine. What's mine's my own is what my mum always taught me.
Yeah, that's what my mum says.
Yeah. That was funny this morning. I rang my parents up just to see how they are. And my dad is desperate to have his ears syringed so he can't hear anything. So he handed the phone to my mum so that she could translate and tell him what. And I was like, no, I am not doing this. Please, can we just forget it? And I'll ring you when you've had your ears done.
What a name.
I know. What are they like? You've got to love it, your oldies, haven't you?
No. I was telling the ladies last night about when Jake was at A&E, and did I tell you about Rosie messaging him?
No, I don't think so.
And his phone was dead, so she's messaging on my phone, and I'm telling her where we're up to. And I said, I'll get him to message you as soon as he comes out, which he did not long after. And they're texting backwards and forwards on my phone, the pair of them.
Yeah.
We get home, clean myself up, go to bed. And the phone dings about half an hour later with the message, I don't get it. And then one about 10 minutes after that of, oh, yeah, I get it now. And I thought, what is she talking about? So I looked at the messages, thinking they know it's my phone. There can't be anything that I shouldn't see.
Yeah.
So I read the messages, and he's on about being in A&E with a patch over his eye, having been given eye drops. And someone he knows from work, a young lad, comes in with a sprained, possibly broken ankle. So he's got crutches and can't walk. And Jake just made the observation, between us, we'd have made one good pirate. Ha, ha, ha. And
Which
Rosie,
is quite funny,
Rosie didn't get it. And that was the thing of, like, I've been thinking about it and I don't get it. And she'd been dithering over it for half an hour. And then all of a sudden she went, oh, that's what he means. And I just thought,
poor girl.
Who is this girl?
Oh, bless.
I know. And my mum's like that. She'll get the joke about a week later.
You can actually see the penny drop, can't you?
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Yeah, or I'll get a phone call several days later and she'll go, oh, you cheeky bugger. What do you think, Mum?
Oh, I love it. Well, me and my brother and sister have been talking, and I've said, we've been talking for years about going on a holiday somewhere. We need to do it next year. We need to get a big house. Or I suggested something a bit like Centre Parks, where you can all get your own separate villa, but you're all there together at the same time.
Mm.
And I mentioned it to my mum on the phone. I said, oh, David and Julia and I have been talking about getting a house and going on a big holiday. And she's like, oh, yeah, you should do that. It will do you all good. And I went, and you're invited too. And she's going, oh, yeah, possibly. But I don't know what will be going on with my foot by then, because, she's had all these issues with her foot. And I said, well, as long as it's still attached, you'll be able to come. Oh, yeah, of course I will. It's like, oh, for crying out loud. My poor dad, if he misses out because she's just not sure if she might have a hospital appointment, I'll go mad. Because it's the sort of thing that he'd love. My mum, she's not a very sociable person, even with her own family, bless her. Yeah.
Not everyone is.
I know. But my poor dad ends up missing out on everything because she doesn't want to go.
That's not fair, is it?
Yeah, a bit sad.
Never mind.
My dog's just gone running off downstairs. I don't know what's rattled his cage. Maybe he thinks someone's going to feed him.
Well, it is worth having a go at the other humans in the house just to see if you can.
Well, the male one is still on his computer because I can hear him.
Right.
And I don't know where the female one has gone. Whether she's still in her room or if she might have been the one making a noise that he followed.
Right.
So yeah, I can't do anything else on mine. I need to concentrate on working out some.
Yeah, you're at that stage, aren't you? And I need to set up my rib and do all of that. So we'll catch up with you all on Thursday. We'll have a brief chat at some point about when we can do this meetup thing and try and get some times for that. Rita did get in touch and say, oh, don't worry about trying to fit US people in if it's easier just to have EU. But it would be nice to have one, even if it's just every now and then.
That makes me think of a Hamilton song. It might be nice to have the Americans on our side.
Not that she's obsessed at all.
Oh, I was so gutted my Hamilton t-shirt didn't come in time. It's rude. That's what it is.
Yvonne's saying if I don't want the zinc grey, she'd buy it off me. I'll let you know, Yvonne. I'm pretty sure I got it on sale last year. So yeah.
Gotta like it.
Yeah, it's a nice yarn, the Bell. I really like it. So we'll be back on Thursday night. We'll let you know about when we're going to do a chat reamy thing and what we're on with, and any suggestions. Anybody wants help with anything, or was just to ruthlessly enable you into lots of purchases, then
we might have deliveries between now and Thursday.
I think I will have. I'm hoping that the delivery arrives for my strap for my Fitbit, because it's
yeah. Yeah,
I had to keep squidging it back on, and then every now it's twisting round on my wrist, which it never did before. So
yeah.
really hoping that arrives soon. Jake got himself some sort of cheap versions of AirPods, IWS.
Oh yeah, my husband got some of those.
$11.99, I think they were. Says they're really good.
Oh, well, there you go. What? Oh my God! This flipping dog! Go away!
He wants feeding, so
he does.
Emma's going to go and feed the dog and have a big horse piece.
I am, as always.
And I'm going to eat the beef costas that have been singing to me from across the room since we started.
Loraine,
Because my tummy's really rumbling.
You know you do.
Find me buttons that I have to press.
All right then, press your button.
See you next